We are back for another episode of the Scoop College Basketball Podcast presented by Hoop Scoop Media with another conference preview. Today, this is the Southland, which is not one of the strongest conferences. In fact, it was ranked 30th in Ken Palm last year. It's projected 29th this year, but I don't know. There's not a ton of top end talent, but there is some teams that are particularly intriguing. So we will touch on those shortly. But what are your first thoughts about the Southland, Kyle?
Uh, there you go.
Yeah, that about sums up the Southland. Not a super highly rated conference. It was better, but then due to conference realignment, like a lot of their good teams, like Abilene Christian, Sam Houston State was in it, and all those teams kind of
SF Austin too, I think.
shifted towards the WAC. Yeah, let me see if I can. I'm gonna pull up. Um, let's see. Yeah, they lost like Abilene Christian. I mean, Central Arkansas didn't do much, but like Sam Houston State, Stephen F. Austin. Yeah, and they just they really lost to good teams, and they were not even that good before. And like Stephen F. Austin used to be really good, but they were still pretty down overall. Yeah, just never been that good of a conference. But yeah. We will talk about all the teams and yeah, last year Texas A&M Corpus Christi, they were a regular season and conference tournament winner. They won in the first four. I believe they played Texas Southern. I want to say they played Texas Southern. Then they lost to Alabama in the round of 64. But to all conference members from last year, DeMarcus Sharp, he transferred to Austin Peay following his coach Corey Gipson. Tyrion Murdoch, he transferred to Western Kentucky. Isaac Mushila transferred to New Mexico. Caleb Huffman and Boogie Anderson, they both exhausted their eligibility. On his second team, Trey Tennyson, he is off to TCU. Jamonza Black also followed Gipson to Austin Peay. DeMarcus Demonia exhausted his eligibility. Christian Shoemate is back at McNeese. Jordan Johnson back at New Orleans. And Latrell Jones exhausts his eligibility. So not a ton of returning talent. But speaking about all like the new face in the league player wise, there's a lot of new coach in this league. In fact, half the league flipped over to soft season. Shane Ehrman for Incarnate Word, he takes over after Carson Cunningham was fired, and he was an assistant at Central Michigan. So I don't know. To take that for what it's worth. The one thing is this Incarnate Word team kind of has talent, but what did Central Michigan have? They had talent. Did they win with talent? They did not. So I don't know. Ehrman, he was the coach of La Lumiere when they were good. So good to high school ranks. It still don't like higher. I'm gonna need to see it, but if you're Incarnate Word, they in the Carson Cunningham tenure, they were not in the top 340 nationally. So I mean, he can't be worse.
That's true.
That's a good thing. And he maybe can get in talent too. Will Wade takes over after John Aiken was fired. He's phenomenal hire, easily a top 5 hire in the whole offseason. It was
for sure
about as good as you can do. Javon Sadler for Nichols, he takes over after Austin College left to be an assistant at Alabama. Yeah, Nichols obviously showed that they have like no money. But I think people generally like Sadler. I just think it was kind of hard to get someone established there, considering their coach left to be an assistant. He's an alum of the program, is really young, but I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't hate what he did this offseason. And then Rick Cabrera, very experienced, very high level JUCO coach, can really win before. He's taking over after Corey Gipson left for Austin Peay. I don't really think there's too much of a coaching downgrade there personally. Gipson was phenomenal, but I think Cabrera is going to be really good. And then Jim Shaw, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, he's taking over after Steve Lutz left for Western Kentucky. So a lot of coaching turnover in this league. That hire is just kind of whatever. It is what it is. I mean, Shaw was an assistant. Texas A&M Corpus Christi was very good, so it makes sense in that case. Hire an assistant. So yeah, nothing huge besides Will Wade. I guess that was pretty huge. But moving to all conference teams, who do you have as player of the year?
I have Jordan Johnson of New Orleans.
I have him as well. He can really shoot the ball. he can really shoot the ball. He is extremely efficient from there. Solid point guard as well, solid passing abilities. I think he is the best player in this league, so
For
I
sure.
went with him as player of the
That's
year.
with a lot of Power Five talent with a certain team this year, and I still think he is the
Mhm.
best.
Yes. Another guy, I'm sure you have this guy too, is Shahada Wells. He was a good player at TCU, was an all-conference guy in his Sunbelt when he played at UT Arlington. Very old, very experienced, as played I mean, he was good at TCU, so I
He's
think
the other
he
guy considered for Player of the Year.
absolutely that was the other guy I thought about too is his teammate Christian Shoemate. Good rebounder, good forward. Yeah, I mean, returning to the conference, one only good returning players overall. So, he
Hmm.
was another guy I kind of thought about for a little bit. I have him my first team. Do you
Who?
have him a shoemate?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Another guy has Roger McFarlane for Southeastern Louisiana. Um,
Yeah.
Southeastern Louisiana has a solid group returning, so I think he will elevate to be their best player this year. Kind of score from inside or out, so I think he will benefit them. And then the last guy I took a JUCO guy for my last pick. That's Jamal West from Nichols. I believe he was a JUCO All American. Was like the only JUCO like I think it was like second team All American JUCO. Let me fact check this, but I mean I think yeah, Jamal West second team All American JUCO, so I think he could be Nichols' best player potentially. And yeah,
So I have Brody Roberry of
okay.
Southern Louisiana. I think he averaged like 9 and 8 last year. Huge guy, should absolutely dominate this league when it comes to just size and strength. And I think he takes even a bigger jump this year. And I think he can snag first team.
Yeah, I didn't have him on my all conference teams, but it was very close. I probably should have looking back at it, but he is very good inside scorer, very good rebounder, and he could definitely have a very good argument to be on my all conference teams. But another guy I have for you, that was all your first team, right?
Yep.
I had Nick Caldwell for Southeastern Louisiana as my second member in all conference teams.
I had
He was
him.
pretty impactful player last year. Was solidly efficient, really good defender. I mean, yeah, pretty skilled overall. Should help them. Pretty skilled, some skilled front court players. I mean, Caldwell and McFarlane are both pretty skilled for their position. So I kind of like the whole front court for Southeastern Louisiana. I'm definitely a fan
Good.
of.
Uh, I had
Yeah.
him too. So I have Kalen Williams of A&M Commerce. I'm a really big fan of his game. I actually don't think A&M Commerce is all that bad this year. They do
Okay.
have some scoring. Obviously defense for them was a problem last year, and definitely could probably see some problems on that end again. But I'm really high on him. So
Okay. Okay. I mean, I see a world where he's solid. I had Javon Garcia for McNeese on my second team. Brutally put up some big numbers at JUCO. Was like a starter at UMass. Um, and he definitely could have gone D1 still from UMass, but decided to take the JUCO route. He is back with Will Wade, stacked roster. I think he will be. I don't think people are talking about him enough. Like I think he is better than some of the other guys that have. Are getting a little bit more attention.
I agree. I agree. He's going really under the radar.
Mhm. Another guy I had is Adam Hamilton for Lamar. He was hurt most of last year, should be fully healthy now. When he played last year, he was very impactful for Lamar. And you could see that in their results too. Like when he was playing, they definitely played a little bit better. I mean, he played versus TCU. They only lost by like 11. He played versus Western Carolina. They lost in overtime. Like they yeah, they lost to Pacific by 9 with him having a big game. Like they were clearly better when he was playing.
Mm.
And I think that he can, if fully healthy, he can really make an impact this year. Former JUCO All American. So
I have Chase Forte, Northwestern State.
okay,
Really good from Gulf Coast State. Played at Asheville, I
yes,
believe, 2 years ago. averaged 20 and 5, all region NJCAA player. And I actually kind of like what Northwestern State's brought back
Yeah.
this year. I don't think they're all that bad. So,
Yeah,
I'm a fan of.
definitely a lot of JUCO guys. I wish I saw Addison Patterson, but he tore his ACL, so he decided not to go there anymore. But the
Gosh,
guy I had for Northwestern State on my second team was Jamison Epps,
yeah,
coming from Casper Community College, averaged double there, 3 assists. I think he was a JUCO. He was a JUCO All American. His team is full of JUCO guys. Obviously, Cabrera is a JUCO coach. He hired staff from he hired very impressive junior college
he
staff.
did.
So, yeah, I think Epps is going to be the guy that I am uh, highlighting on this roster, but I could have gone a multitude of different directions
He's
there.
on my third team, yeah.
Okay.
So, there's another guy I really like. Jamel Lane. It's another one.
Okay. Did you have him
Um,
on?
I originally did. I think I knocked him off.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
do you have another guy on your second
So
team?
I have Josiah Hammonds from Incarnate Word. Really good scorer. I think he'll put up numbers there. And he's
Okay.
my last member of my second team.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting him on, but then I started doing some digging and I saw how his JUCO team went 2-28 and they had 7 players on the roster and I'm like, yeah, I mean he can score, like that. Those are still impressive numbers that he put
Seven
up. But
players?
I don't know, I was looking at the let
Ooh,
me look this up again. I think they were pretty bad.
how do you have
Um,
7 players on an actual JUCO
they
team?
went 2-28. Let me look at their stats again to see if that's actually true, but they did go 2-28. Um, they were bad, but he can score. He can score.
Yeah, if he was
Um,
efficient with 7 players being the number one option every night and not like playing every single minute, I feel it's kind of impressive.
I mean,
Even on
he wasn't inefficient.
oh,
As bad as they were, he was
said something.
solidly efficient.
I mean,
But
it's
yeah,
7 players. You probably have to play every minute.
yeah, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 guys on the roster.
Hmm.
um, yeah, I mean,
Wow.
Hammond's averaged 40.0 minutes per game, so he was playing a bit, but yeah, I mean, those are still impressive stats regardless. Definitely someone I think could make an impact, but I left him off my all conference teams due to his
There's some
if
good
due to
guards in the
his
conference. Yeah.
yeah. But I had a big man, Bonk Maring for Houston Christian, good inside big man, solid defender, solid rebounder. Houston Christian is not a team I like, but he's actually their only source of defense. They're terrible defensively, but I
Yeah.
think he's pretty good on that end. Solid rebounder, inside scorer, and he's really the only guy in the team that I like. But
Yeah, I agree.
he's a solid
He's in
piece in
my
this
third
league.
team as well. Yep. So I have
Okay.
Jamison Epps. I have Alec Woodard from
Okay.
Southeastern Louisiana.
Okay. One guy I had Xavier Glenn for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. He's a JUCO guy as well. Lots of JUCO guys in this league overall. Um, and he's the guy I picked. Averaged over 20 points per game, and I believe was an honorable mention All American in the JUCO ranks. Let me confirm it. Yeah, he was honorable mention All American. Texas A&M Corpus Christi is going through lots of roster turnovers, so you're going to need someone to step up, and I'm picking him to be that guy.
Yeah, no,
Um,
Corpus Christi lost a lot this year.
yes, they did.
Could be a rough outlook there. I have Hamilton from Lamar on my third team as
Okay.
well. Um,
I had Mike Saunders on my third team. He's a pretty skilled player. I'm not sure if he needs a waiver or not. I haven't heard anything about that, but I don't. He might need a waiver. I don't know, but either way, he's pretty skilled. Just interesting. Yeah, he had some flashes. Was decent Cincinnati, Utah points. Think he could really be good in this conference. Another transfer ad I threw in Dr. Bradley. I'm not sure. It's a little suspicious why Nichols took him. I think pretty sure he was part of those allegations, but he's a good player. He's a good player.
pretty
I'm
good.
just gonna leave it there. I mean, he was really good to JUCO level. Solid athletic player, should be able to really thrive in this conference. As long as he doesn't have any more off the court issues, which
Never
I
know.
don't know.
So I have Brooke Maring, and then I have Sean Robinson of Incarnate
Okay.
Word, really quality transfer from Austin
Mm-hmm.
P.
Absolutely.
50% shooting, 10 a game, can really rebound. I think he will be a good player. He's one of my top transfers for sure.
Okay.
I like him.
Yeah, I had a guy from Texas A&M Commerce in Jerome Brewer. He was playing very well to end the season. Solid freshman year overall, and I think he will be a solid impact player in year two. Commerce. Now the final guy was Tyson Jackson from New Orleans. Solid big man, inside big man that should go well with Johnson as New Orleans tries to be a little bit better of a team this upcoming season. All right, top 10 transfers now. This is basically McNeese's roster. Number one, I had Wells.
Stu Garcia.
I didn't include JUCO guys. So,
Okay. All right.
so two, I had Saunders.
Yeah, I'll have Saunders. Two. I'll put Sean Robinson. I have at three.
Okay, so I had Bradley at three. Then
I have CJ
DJ.
Felder at four. Yeah.
Okay, I had Felder at five. I had DJ Richards at four. From
I had
McNeese coming
Richards at
from
seven. I had
UTSA.
Saunders. I have Antavion Cullum at six.
Okay, I have him there as well. I had Robinson at seven.
Hmm.
Um, who'd
And
you
then
have?
at seven, I
Okay.
had DJ Richards.
Okay. Number eight, I had Jamal Lane from Northwestern State. Put up really good numbers in D2 as a freshman. Not a great D2 team, but I think he's someone that can still make an impact due
Yeah,
because he was a freshman.
I almost put Lane on my
Yeah.
on my conference teams. I think he was good.
Yeah.
So I didn't put him on my transfer list because I thought we weren't. He was on
No,
G.
he was D2, not
All right, that's
G1.
fair. That's fair.
So
Okay,
I include I
I'll include
include
him.
D2 guys. I include D3. I mean, not that there would be D3 guys to include, but I just try to stay away from JUCO because that's like a different situation.
Of
But
course.
like four year to 4 year schools, I usually include only
Yeah,
on
it's
my
fair.
transfer list.
I
But
get you.
yeah,
Yeah.
number nine,
So
no, number
I have
nine,
Mason
okay,
Jones. Yeah, from New Orleans, from Rice.
okay, Mason Jones, yeah. Number nine, I had Deontay Smith from Nichols, coming from South Alabama. Did not play this previous year, but former TCU player, good shooter that I think could make a solid impact on Nichols this year. And number 10, I have James Glisson for New Orleans. From Mercer, wasn't too efficient last year, but was very good year before that. Kind of trusting he gets back up there, and I think
I have James
he'll.
Golson at 10 as well.
All right, solid. Yeah, breakout players. I had Brewer for one of mine, but then I moved him my all conference team. So I think I'm going to replace him with Devontae Dennis because that's a guy I moved off my all conference team from Incarnate Word to put Brewer on there. So I think we're going to switch that around, but I think he could be
Hmm.
decent.
I have Coney Pennybacker from Lamar. I just think as far as shot
Okay.
volume goes, he'll have more. Solidly efficient last year, can shoot, solid size, 6'5". So I like him. And I like Janko Bluicic as well from Lamar. He got hurt last year. He was playing really well the first couple of games that he played. Averaged like 6 and 5, really big. Things from like Serbia. Yeah, no, I think he'll be part of a somewhat improved Lamar team from last year, I guess. So
Okay. Um, let's see. I have another guy I have is Gary Clark for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Coming from Tarleton. Think he could expand his role. Had some real flashes there. Played some. Was a good rim protector. Played some solid minutes. Was kind of in and out of the rotation, but I think he could be better moving down at level. So yeah.
hmm I have Alex Anderson of Incarnate Word.
Is he eligible though? I feel like he's a um
See a 3-time.
yeah.
Let me see. I forget where he even came from.
He went from South Alabama to Alabama State.
Okay. Uh, that's right. He was at Alabama State last year and he was pretty good there. So yeah, I guess he'll need a waiver.
Yeah, I don't know, but he could be a guy that steps up. especially at Incarnate Word. And then Incarnate Word guy I have is Lamin Sabali, who is transferred from UTSA. Was a pretty decent recruit in high school. I think he could really break out a little bit this year with so much uncertainty on the roster.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. Let me shuffle that. I'm shuffling my standings right now, actually. So at 4, I love this guy, Owen Deese.
Yeah,
From
I him
Corpus
as well.
Christi. I knew you would have him.
Had some big games later in the
He
season.
did. Showed some real signs. This is not a Corpus Christi team I necessarily like this year. So I really think he's gonna maybe even be their number 1 guy. I don't know.
I could see that.
I think there is a world where that happens. So I had him, and then I had Umar Korisi from
Okay.
Nichols. Really good rim protector. I think he has some real potential to get minutes as well. So
Okay. My last guy was a guy from Nichols and Jalen White. I just think
I
he
have
could
him
crack.
too.
I think he
Yeah.
could crack the starting lineup. Former Ohio transfer. Yeah, I
Really
think he
good
could.
efficiency in short minutes. I have Taj Anderson from Nichols too. I
Okay.
dream of those guys.
Okay. Could see that. And any more breakout players?
Think that's it. I think that's it.
All right. All freshman team. We can run through these guys because these guys won't even really get minutes, honestly. One guy has T. John Brown for McNeese. He's the only like ranked freshman in this conference. Good get from
Oh
Will
yeah,
Wade
he is
there.
good. Yeah.
Did you have him?
I should have, but I didn't think he'd play. And then I looked.
None of these guys are gonna play.
McNeese was the first team I looked at, so I'm like, maybe there's
Yeah.
some freshmen in this conference that'll play. And then I found that there is none. So he probably should be there. I do have Dominic Capriati from Houston
Okay.
Christian.
Redshirt freshman,
I do
transfer.
think he is going to get some minutes. Houston Christian, again, not a team I like. And I think they could really use the help at guard. Another one I have is Josh Short from New Orleans. Pretty highly touted freshman. I think New Orleans is a good team this year. I'm actually very high on them. And I think he's going to help that backcourt this year.
Yeah. Let's see. Another guy I had is TJ Ford Jr. For Incarnate Word. I don't know. He has some good genetics there, hopefully. So obviously his dad TJ Ford was pretty good. So yeah, hopefully he's good. I guess.
I
I
got
don't know.
Brano Silva from Incarnate Word. He
Yeah.
is the son of a Spanish player, or I think it was someone who was on
Okay.
Spain's national team.
Yeah.
He
Good
played in
genetics there too.
Brazil. And I actually think he might get some minutes. I don't know.
Okay,
He's
I
a
had another
forward.
guy for Incarnate Word. I had Josh Povua. I don't know if he's going to play either, but I don't know anything about any of these freshmen. And he looks like he could be in for a solid role, a big man. Like could see some minutes right away. I also had Cam Burton for Southeastern Louisiana.
Oh
Um,
man. I have Casey Uguagoxi from. Oh man, we need to go in a deep dive on this guy.
who
I
is
gotta
it?
get your pronunciation attempt. He's on Texas A&M Commerce. Um,
Okay. I don't have him in the roster, but my roster isn't also fully updated, so he's probably could be on this team.
let's see here. But he was pretty decent. Like I looked at him,
In case you
was-
Ugukazi, I don't know.
yes, he's from Boston, Massachusetts, Cheshire Academy, 6'8", 215. Um, yeah, I mean their front court isn't great. I actually think it's a real weak spot of their team. So I actually think behind Brewer, he might get some minutes. I don't know. So that's why I went there. And I have Dorian Booker of New Orleans, 6'11" center, really big. Definitely one of the bigger bodies in the conference. He's like
Okay.
250, I think, too. He's enormous. So
Yeah.
I think he's going to give them some rim protection off the bench.
My last guy I had was Evan Phelps for Commerce. I don't know. I guess he's just maybe could be
You're
could
pulling to
get
me
a little
this time,
minutes.
Austin. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about these guys. Just
I
look to
don't
see if they're.
either.
I just look to see if they're like halfway up in their rotation and could like
That's
reasonably
true.
play.
There's a lot
I
like
don't know.
that
Maybe
too.
maybe these guys might not even play honestly. But like this is it's a tough
That was the
conference.
hardest part of this for
Yeah,
sure.
100%. Moving to our individual team previews, starting with Lamar, um I have them at sixth.
Mm, okay. I do see the vision. Admittedly, this is Lamar. They're always terrible every year. They're the one roster I probably lost. Them and Houston Christian. I had them second to last though. Now that you explained that they have that Hamilton guy, I could definitely see them higher than a couple teams here. But we'll see. I'm gonna keep them there though.
Yeah, I mean they were not good last year. I mean they lost Kelmies too, who was good. They lost Yamanuchi Williams, who was a good defender. But at the same time, like there's enough back that like I mean, like I'm not like in on Lamar, but like Chris Pryor was a guy
Fire
considered
solid.
strongly for all conference. Like
Same.
BB Knight from Tulsa, like got like high major offers as a recruit, started a few games at Tulsa. I mean, then that doesn't mean much because Tulsa was so bad, but like he's a guy that you could definitely see like having an
At this
expanded
level.
role. They're a decently deep team. They have a few solid pieces off the bench. Deshaun Jackson coming over from Abilene Christian. Errol White is a transfer from Eastern New Mexico, averaged like 11 and 8 there. Definitely someone that could break out or could break into the starting lineup. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, really strong defender. Maybe he provides that. Let's see. I want to see how good of a defender he was. He won like defensive player of the week. Looks like
Oh.
at some point. Yeah. I mean, was he a rim protector at all? I want to. No, let me check his stats. Um.
Lamar super fan, Austin Getchy.
Yeah, I mean he was an okay rim protector, solid defender overall. That I think could I don't know. He could play a solid role moving
Will
up
you
a
be
level.
attending a Lamar game this year?
No, I'd probably not be watching one either. I don't know. We'll see. Not I won't go out of my way to watch Lamar, but if they're on, I might.
Hey, ooh.
I don't know. I have to watch everyone. Nah, I'm not gonna watch everyone at least once, but I have
Yeah, don't
to.
say that. No,
No, I'm not gonna say
trust me.
that. But like I don't know.
There's a lot of these
There's some
teams in
teams
this
that I
conference that you don't want to watch.
yeah.
Hey.
Next team note, Incarnate Word. I have them right below Lamar. I have them seventh.
Who?
Incarnate Word.
I have Incarnate Word at I don't know 5. I think they have a lot of talent.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll see with
Hammond's
this
like
coach.
we'll see how well he translates up. Anderson, if he's eligible, is huge. I think he could be really good if he's
He is
eligible.
good. Yeah,
Skylar Wicks is a guy I think
I
could
like
be
him
solid
too.
right away. Was originally a Central Michigan commit, but then followed Airman to Garnet Word. Devontae Dennis, solid returner. Sean Robinson been a solid player. He was good at San Jose State. He was good at Austin P.
Yep.
He should continue to be good in Incarnate Word. Down a level from even those two. Lamine Sabelli, I think, is a guy obviously on my breakout list that could expand his role. Josh Morgan returning, who was average 7 points a game last year. I mean, there's not a ton of this team, but like they
Yeah,
have
Lamin
some.
Sabali was a high recruit, I see here.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. He just hasn't had much of an opportunity yet. Yeah. So hopefully he
Yeah.
does break out. Yeah, I see the vision there. I don't think they're all that bad. It's just this coaching
They're
staff.
not that good either, but like as from like
Yeah.
they have some potential. Amani Drummond coming from Central Michigan as well. Yeah, I mean, probably not going to be that good, but like I don't know. They have enough talent to not be latched. I guess like I have no clue. Like I wonder if they think Anderson's going to be eligible or not. I don't know. Probably not. But anyway, yeah, not much about say about Incarnate Word. I'm really interested to see how the coaching hire works out though. because like you can't be any worse. Like the only thing that could happen is that like it actually works out. Because if it's bad, like I mean, incarnate we're just gonna be bad no matter what. But I don't know. Um, Next team is McNeese. Easy first place for me.
Easy. And I've seen some people have Southeastern Louisiana in first. I think in the preseason they are first. Which I don't really understand. There's a big coaching mismatch here. It's Will Wade, literally one of the best defensive coaches in basketball, one of the best defensive minds in basketball. And you bring him to a level like this, and you just see all the talent he's accumulated. I love the fit of this roster. I think they just have talent everywhere. How's the front court?
I mean, Shoemate, Felder, Column, like
Right, that's pretty
Shoemate, Felder,
good.
Column. Those are all players that can absolutely play this level.
Of course.
Yeah, this is
And
a
backcourt's loaded enough. I don't even need to ask about
backcourt is
the backcourt.
stacked as well. I mean,
I got even
Wells,
guys from
Saunders,
Bakersfield who give you
yeah,
14 a game,
yeah, Column in the front court. But I mean, even like Trey English returning 10-point per game score, you can work with that.
Andrew Load.
Garcia is gonna be a big impact guy. DJ
Yeah.
Richards averaged like 10 as a freshman at UTSA, which I mean you can also
Southland
take
media, I
that.
think, wanted to be a bit edgy with their preseason rankings because if you look, Southeastern Louisiana is their first place pick, which is really surprising to me. I thought this was an easy first place.
Yeah, I would think that as well.
I went to southland.org. Yep. So Southeastern edges out McNeese as favorites in men's hoops preseason poll team announced
Let me see.
on southland.org.
Yeah, I'm on the Southland. How long ago was it? How long ago was this?
October 10th, 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so I'd probably okay. I'll just trust you for. I don't want to scroll that far on Twitter back, but yeah, very very talented. Okay, I can see it. Anyone watching on YouTube could see it as well. Which I think Southeastern, not to spoil, but I think they're an obvious second. But I
I
think there's just too much talent here. The coaching is too good, talent's too good. I
I
mean, I don't see why this team won't be winning the conference, honestly.
Yep.
Like like these are all guys. I mean, these are all guys that played at high major level. Like they're not actually high major players, which is why they're at this level now. Like Mike Saunders not that good. Like CJ Felder was not that good. But
These
like at the
guys
same
could
time,
definitely be playing at a better mid major. Like they didn't need
yeah.
to go this low, but they went to
I
a
mean,
wait.
Shahada Wells is a legit high major player,
Oh yeah.
and
He's
Shoemate is like really good in this conference too.
mhm.
So just overall very impressive. Houston Christian is next team. I have them last. I have them
I
10th.
have them last. They're bad.
I mean, Maring
Well,
is
you know
good.
what happened
Um,
last year with one of our best players.
yeah, I remember that when he tragically passed away before the start of last season. He was really good. He was
Was
a guy
no,
who
I
scored
watched.
like
You remember that crazy 115 to
it
he
was
went off for like 40 that
yeah.
game. Like that was
Yeah,
insane.
really unfortunate to see. Definitely not something to help their program out. Definitely
No.
set them back a little bit. But even you look at what they had last year, and they lost a lot of talent from like a team that was
Mhm.
terrible. Like Max Klandrak was like he could really score the ball. Like they had two guys who went to the high major level, in
Right.
Klandrak and Bryson Long. I mean,
Hmm.
do either of them should either of them have gone to high major level? Probably not. But
Yeah.
like, um, yeah, this team is
A team.
very, I mean, very, I mean, they lost Andrew King too, was like solid as a freshman. They even lost like Sam Hoffman to Temple late. Like Pierce Basil could be okay. I mean,
Are they
he
a
was
bottom 10
okay,
team in the country, Austin?
probably.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, they were bottom 10 last year.
Okay. Yeah. I think my
No,
bottom five.
300, I guess they were bottom 11, 353rd, but like,
It could
yeah,
be worse than that this year.
it
Oh.
could be. I mean, they got a few JUCO guys, but like Capriati, I mean, I don't know if he's
Yeah.
that good.
I don't know.
And they got some guys off the bench. They could see an increased role, but like I don't know. This team is not good. Maring is good though, but
Hmm.
overall, this team is Not something that I'm going to be watching. Next team, New Orleans, though. This is a team that I might be interested in watching. I have been fourth.
I had them third.
Um, yeah, Johnson. I really like Johnson. Jackson is a good big man as well. Yeah, Johnson can really score the ball, can really shoot the ball. Good facilitator as well. He is very underrated. Nationally, I think. Outside of that, though, it's okay. I mean,
It's a team that's depth, kind of. I like Mason Jones. I think he can be a good player in this conference.
yes.
Preston Murphy seems intriguing.
Yeah, I mean, former DePaul commit, former decently ranked recruit.
Right.
You can work with what he gives you.
Tyson Jackson. I like
Yeah, Tyson
Amarion
Jackson.
Henry.
Yeah,
Josh Dort is a freshman again. Pretty good.
yeah. Carlos Hart averaged good numbers at JUCO. Not sure what competition or level, but he averaged 28 and 4, so maybe you can work with that.
Caleb
Caleb,
Jenkins from Trinity's all right. I mean, he didn't give me a ton.
okay, Caleb Wilson Rouse is fine starter.
I like Jamon Vincent.
Jamon
Jamon Vincent's
Vincent.
good. He could take a jump this year. Um, Rouse,
Yeah.
Darius Washington, you got Glisson, Dorian Booker, I think is going to be a beast. 6'11", 275, actually. I even underestimated it.
He's a big guy.
Baton Rouge, you know why he was big. He's eating that Popeyes and the fried chicken, It's the Zion. They got Cole
That's
Sinclair. He's not good.
probably a walk on.
Yeah, that's probably dipping into their walk-ons now. Yeah.
Yeah, but Johnson's really good. That's really what you need to know about his team. You need to know if you know one thing, you need to know about Jordan Johnson because he can really shoot a ball shot like 45% from 48% from three last year, over 48% from three last year on like 87 makes,
That's crazy.
over 23% assist rate.
Honestly, like maybe I mean on that many attempts, he's one of the best shooters in basketball. Like
Yeah, I mean,
that's not definitely not talked
no,
about. Like,
he's absolutely one of the best shooters in the
shooting is
country.
shooting. Like if you're hitting that many threes on that many attempts, like I don't care what league you play in. Like at least
Hmm.
at the D1 level. No, that's impressive as hell. Um,
Yeah.
and I do like their front court a bit. I do think their front court is pretty underrated. So along with
Yeah.
that and Johnson, I think it's enough for third place for me.
Yeah, I mean, Glisson had a little bit of a down year, especially efficiency wise, but he was better the year before. Let me pull up his stats a little bit
He's
here.
pretty good, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he averaged like 10, 5 the year before, just a little bit down last year, but I don't know, I think they could definitely bounce back up. He's an old experience and should be a crucial member of this front court.
Yep.
Next team, Texas A&M Commerce. I have them ninth.
I
They
had- I don't hate them this year. I have them eighth.
Okay, they were like somewhat competitive last year in their first year in D1. They were competitive, but they lost a lot. They lost
Mhm.
like Demonia, they lost CJ Roberts, they lost JJ Romero Rosario. Like those were three really good players. Brewer is really good. They bring him back.
I like
Taylor
Zandra
Miller.
Garrett. He's
Okay.
from
Yeah.
Pensacola State
Yes.
Junior. Pretty good numbers there. They got James Weathers, who's a transfer from
Uh,
Bradley.
Pop Weathers. Yeah.
Um, and then they got Kalen Williams, who I'm really intrigued about. He went to New Mexico State 2 years ago, broke the rotation. Then he was
Okay.
at Dodge City last year.
That's a good junior college.
He was I think he was like their leading scorer. So that means a lot.
At Dodge City.
16 and 4. I mean, we've had a lot of
Okay.
Dodge City players, and he's the highest scoring player on that team that I remember. So yeah, it's 16 and 4 in a really good league. Um, Tommy Lewis from Polk State, pretty good numbers. Another good school that we've covered a lot. So he's there. VJ Reeves from Central Arkansas, I don't know anything about, but
You
he's
scored a little bit there.
um
Could be solid.
Alonzo Dodd is a pretty high recruit. It's just he didn't really get a ton of minutes. He was really good in high school.
Yeah, I mean that Dodge City team was pretty good. They had Themis Folks. Kalen Williams, BJ Freeman,
Oh, wow.
Cressy, you're gonna touch on a little bit. Nick Pringle.
Gosh.
Like they were pretty good. Michael Robinson, I think he's at like Fresno or somewhere now. Yeah, so Dodge City turns out some guys. He was one of their best players in that team. So yeah, I think he's reasonable. I might have had him too low, honestly. At the
Damn, I'm
same
looking at this
time,
roster. I'm not looking like I hated Jerome Brewer. You got the KC guy. You got Rob Banks from Cincy.
Rob Banks, it's a great name. But yeah, I didn't realize they had him. But yeah, it's not bad.
Um,
Um,
yeah, I probably had them low too. 8, but I don't know. I put them there.
yeah.
They are probably better than Nichols. I don't know.
I'm kind of in on Nichols,
I
but
am kind of
we'll
too.
talk
Yeah.
about them now though because it's next team up, and I have them fifth.
Oh, wow, look at you. I have them sixth.
Okay. I mean, like there's some talent here. I mean, even with losing, I mean, obviously lost their coach, they lost Huffman, they lost like Latrell Jones, but like, Micah Thomas is a solid returner.
Yes.
I think. I think you take that. I mean,
I'm a big Taj Anderson fan. I think he can be
okay.
good. Um, Michael Gray Jr. don't know a lot about, but he's from George Mason. He was pretty good in high school. So
Yeah.
uh
Then you have like Bradley, obviously. I mean, like, who knows what we'll get from him, but Jamal West was like a JUCO American. Deontay Smith, former high major player. Qureshi was really highly recruited out of JUCO. Should be a
it's
good rim
funny. I looked at
protector.
Jamal West. I didn't recognize the JUCO, and I was like, "Oh, did he really play
Clarendon?
at a high level?"
I've heard. I feel like that's a pretty notable one.
I'm like I said, I'm not really. Wow, he's the number 9 state and player in the state of Maryland. Wow.
Hmm.
2 stars. Oh, that's equivalent to 2 stars. Oh shoot. But yeah, no, I've never heard of Clarendon.
Really? I mean, I don't know
Mhm.
a ton about
I
JUCO,
do like
so
Jalen. I do like Jalen White. I think he's in for breakout year. Um, but
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's not a lot to say about this team.
yeah. Jamal
I
West was
think
a top
the
50
season
JUCO
is pretty good.
prospect on JUCO recruiting, but yeah, I mean, I think they're good. I mean, they're fine, I guess. There's still a lot of potential here. Who knows how the coaching will be, but I don't know. We'll see.
Let's hope that staff was pretty good, but we'll see.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. They've been good in the past. They do lose a lot, but
They had
they
a
would.
unique style to them. Hopefully, they keep it up now that the head
Yes.
coach is gone.
Yeah. Next team note, Southeastern Louisiana. We both had them second. I think it's clearly the second best team in the conference. I mean, McFarlane, Caldwell, Rowberry. It's a very good 3 through 5. Um,
Mhm.
Carlos Paez is a okay point guard transfer.
Austin P.
I
Legend.
mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I don't love
you
this
pretty good.
roster. I'll actually be honest. Like, I do think I don't know why people have them first. I mean, they're good. I love the front court. The
Yeah,
front court's awesome.
front court. Yeah, their front court's awesome. That's why people probably had them first.
The
I wouldn't have them
backcourt,
first, but like they're clearly above third.
the backcourt's a little suspicious. Yeah. Like,
I
is
mean,
there a
Paez is a
world
good passer. Woodard,
he's
is
solid?
solid. I mean, like Roscoe Eastman is solid.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think there's some.
Is there a world where I think maybe they split meetings with New Orleans or yeah, I could see that. But no, I do think they're second. Like, I think New Orleans will lose some games they're not supposed to. And I think Northwestern State's really good too. I think they could definitely drop one to them.
Woodard is a very efficient scorer. I mean,
Yeah,
not a super high usage guy, but very efficient and score from inside or out.
that's good.
Um, so that's the stuff you like to see there. So yeah,
Mhm.
I think their backcourt's solid. Pies can pass at least. He's a high
Sure.
level passer. They got some JUCO guys: Dylan Canaville, Joe Empoyo, Anthony Bitter. I don't know anything about those guys. But I guess we'll
Yes.
see. Avery Wilson. I remember like reading something about him. Um, I think he's been injured like a ton. I think I like read some story about him or something. I want to say maybe I'm just making it up, but I thought he was like I don't know. But he committed to Boston College in like 2017, and he's just been hurt like the
That's great.
whole time. Um,
I did remember
um,
seeing him in my preview. I was going through it.
let's see. Maybe it was on like Twitter that I saw something about it. Let me look. You want to talk about something? Why?
Yeah, so our last team is A&M Corpus Christi. They came in first last year.
Wait, no, we still have Northwestern State. You're messing it up.
Oh boy. Oh, the demons, the demons. Yeah, I have Northwestern State fourth. They're actually a team I do like. Maybe I should have had them third. They have a really good JUCO coach, a lot of good size. They got Jamel Lane, who I like. He's from Boca Raton, where FAU is. So yeah, he played there, had good numbers, 6'7", 190. Jameson Epps is another one. He's my third team, really good at Casper College.
So I'm third. Yeah, Avery Wilson. Yeah, this is like his seventh year. He's just never been healthy. If he is, that would be huge off the bench for them.
I had
But
Chase Forte is another good
yeah,
player. Um,
Braylon Bush should be a solid point guard.
yeah,
Can score the ball really quick. Anthony Thomas, not sure if he's going to be eligible. Redshirt at K State last year. Uh,
he
Formerly
looked
played
all
at
right.
UT Martin, I think. Obviously,
Yeah.
also played for Tallahassee. With Cabrera there.
Dwayne Posey's solid.
He was a solid player at Alabama State. They got a few guys from Chipola Community College, Cliff Davis, JT Warren, obviously Chase Forte can fill up the stat sheet at guard there. Jamel Lane had good stats freshman season, Jamison Epps. So yeah, this team has a lot of junior college talent. They have good junior college coaching staff, and so I think this team could be pretty competitive right away.
I
Um,
agree with
they've
that.
lost a ton of talent. It's a completely new team, but I think it's a team that can still be decently competitive.
Mm-hmm. A lot of upside here. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, last team Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I have them eighth.
I got them ninth. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They were so good. They just lose so much. Lansomere Paul is a solid pickup in conference transfer.
Their
Xavier Glenn, I
guards,
think, could
their
be
guards
good.
are hurting, man.
Yeah,
I'm
Tedrick
shocked
Washington.
as bad as they were.
Yeah, I mean they just their guards are kind of unproven. I think they could be decent, but I just don't know what you're gonna get with this team.
No,
Like they
I like
lost.
their front court. I think their front court's pretty good.
Yeah, I think Gary Clark, Shiloh Jackson, Owen D's should be a solid group there.
Yeah, I like their front court definitely more than their back court. Which
Yeah,
is weird.
I,
A lot
I
of
like Glenn though. Glenn should be good.
let's see, Glenn,
Xavier Glenn.
Connor State.
Yeah, he was JUCO honorable mention All American, I believe. So I think he can play a
Is
solid
that a
role.
good JUCO? I mean,
I mean, he was an honorable mention All American, so he
oh,
couldn't have been too bad.
that's true. That's true.
Um,
Oh, Dave Gage Prim's brother. Go
do they?
Dane Prim. Uh, from
Dang,
Northwestern State.
I do remember that. I need to look on their roster on the Almanac because my
He's
roster is
weird
not.
though. Like he's 6'6", 195. Like what
Okay,
build
I
is
guess I do
that?
have him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, they have Stephen Giwa back from injury, who was hurt all last year, I believe. Could play some solid minutes, the big man there, but they got Marion Humphrey. I didn't realize that. Oh, where did Kyle go? Well, not sure where he went. I wonder if he realized they got Marion Humphrey because they get Marion Humphrey, which I did not realize. Marion Humphrey played at, I believe he was last at UT Arlington. He played at where did he play? He played at San Diego too. Was a solid freshman. Played 30 minutes a game as a freshman. Is a pretty solid passer. Was at UT Arlington this past season. Yeah, I don't know where Kyle went though. So, oh well, he allegedly got a call or something. So I guess I'm just going to finish this out. Yeah. Yeah, so this conference is not necessarily a super highly regarded conference. Obviously, projected 29th in Ken Palm, 30th last year. They lost their two best teams. Essentially, all the good guys from Texas and Corpus Christi transferred out or exhausted their eligibility, and all of Northwestern State's team also pretty much followed Gipson to Austin P. So, yeah, I think that will conclude the Southland Conference preview. Not a ton to watch here, but McNeese is amazing. McNeese reminds me of Northwestern State from last year with all the talent they bring in right away. Did different, kind of a little bit different style there with how they brought in the talent, but still a decently talented team. Southeastern Louisiana, probably a team that I'm going to want to watch here or there. Northwestern State has a lot of intrigue still, but and New Orleans with Johnson, but overall, not the most exciting conference. But McNeese is someone I'm really going to be paying attention to this year. So yeah, if anyone's still watching, I guess thanks for tuning in, and we will be back. I don't know what conference preview. Maybe the SEC. I think it's about, or maybe like the SWAC. I don't know. There's two opposite ends of the spectrum for sure. But yeah, if you're still watching this, make sure to give us a follow on our social medias at Hoopscoop Media, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, so you're the first to be notified about these conference previews and any other videos we've been doing. We've been doing our top 25 or top 100 countdown. We're on number 13 Miami today. You'll probably see number 12 Florida Atlantic by the time this podcast is released. But yeah, we will time to release this to the public, and we will be back for another conference preview probably like the next day after you were watching this.